Hello everyone. Today I am going to talk about very basic things, and I want to talk about what is pen testing, why is pen testing required, and how does pen testing work. It will not be a long video, but I just want to quickly show you why pen testing is done. I have been getting this question a lot because I am not surrounded by a lot of security people, and for developers and QE, this area is miracle or people don't understand this security area a lot. So I am creating it for those people who do not understand security and want to understand why pen testing is done and why would company pay people like me to break into their own applications. So before we get into this, I just wanted to quickly highlight that I will be using Kali distro for this, and this is a pen testing distribution. And there is nothing special about Kali, by the way, right? The only thing is that it is configured in such a way that it is best to use all the tools here. They have changed the kernel itself to allow certain operations which make it easier to use. Similarly, they have a lot of tools pre-installed, so you don't have to go hunting for them. And if something updates, then you just have to do apt update and it works. It comes in various forms, like it can be installed in WSL, ARM, bare metal, cloud, containers, mobile, USB, and VMs, of course. And I will be using it as a VM. General advice is don't use Kali as your mainline distribution. It's not designed for doing that, and it's better to use it in a VM. And then you can have XFCE, Genome Cell, or KDE, whichever distro you want, and you can download it from kali.org. The other distribution that is very well known is Parrot, and you can find it from parrotsec.org. And this is also very similar to Kali. And again, one generic advice is that if you are a beginner in pen testing, then probably you want to start with Parrot Security. It is known to be more friendly to beginners. And if you don't have a lot of experience with Linux, then probably Parrot makes a lot of sense. Also, some people say that it is more lighted on the requirements for virtualization, right? So probably it is easier to use on VMs. But I have been using Kali for a long time, so I am a avid Kali user. So I will be using that. Now, again, this has tools which you want for pen testing, and supposedly it has many more tools by default installed. And Hack the Box has moved to Parrot, by the way. But I like Kali, so I will be going with Kali. Now, what is pen testing? So, pen testing is basically thinking how hackers think about your network and all your assets, and thinking about what can be done that can be leveraged by bad actors to compromise your system. Okay. Now, why would you pay someone to do this? This is supposedly bad? No, this is not bad. You want to do this to ensure that you find out the security issues before the hackers do, and you can fix them before the hackers exploit it. It's very similar to why would you pay a quality engineer, QE, to test your applications, right? They are supposed to find issues. That's their job. Now, if you don't pay them, then the customer is going to find it the hard way, and you have to fix it after the customer finds it, and you will have a very short notice and you will have a bad reputation. Similar thing for pen testing. Before the customer finds out, before the hackers find out that you have a security issue with your application, you want someone to find out that there are security issues with your application so that you can fix it before it goes out to others, and hence it is not exploited by anyone. And that's where people like me come in, who will do the pen testing, find out the issues, and then you can basically fix that. Now, a lot of time people don't understand that uh, having getting a pen test done is very important, and it can leave a lot of loopholes if you don't get it done. And I will show you this with a very simple and very quick example, and that will be the end of this video, right? So with the example, I will end this. I have a Windows 7 machine running on as a VM, and I will show you how easy it is to quickly hack this system and get into your network. And once someone is into your network, it becomes very difficult because inside the networks there are not so many uh, people are still not following zero trust so much, and there are still systems with weak passwords and so on and so forth, right? So once someone is in one of your systems, then it becomes very difficult to contain your network unless you have a very good zero trust policy completely implemented within your internal networks, and your networks are completely segregated, and your users are very well educated on security side, which is very difficult for any company, even big size companies. Now, the Windows machine, Windows 7 that I am talking about, has an IP of 192.168.235.138. This is a host only IP, so that it is not accessible on my network. So I don't have any danger of exposing it to others. So I'll start by quickly running a tool called as Nmap. And this shows me all the open ports on this machine. These are 135, 139, 445, and some high ports. We'll not worry about what these ports are for now, and we will get into details of these. We will also not worry about what is Nmap. Basically, what we are looking at is that it is a tool which is finding out all the open ports in the system. It's basically a Swiss Army knife for enumeration of any system, you can say so. Now, I will give -S, capital C, capital V as option to Nmap, and you will see that there is a huge difference between the output that we saw earlier, where it was only showing the port numbers and the state, whether they are open or not. But now it is also showing a detail about the version, and you can see that 135 is Windows RPC, 139 is NetBIOS SSN, 445 is showing the Windows version as well, which is Windows 7 Ultimate 7601 Service Pack 1, and it is Microsoft DS. And then you have 554, 2869, 10243, and so on and so forth. Okay. We are not interested in those. What we wanted to know was whether 445 is open or not, and that this is a Windows 7 Ultimate 7601 Service Pack 1 system. This is applicable for Windows XP, Windows Server 2008, and so on and so forth, right? So once I have this, I will use ZapZPT and say that I am ZapZPT. I am trying in lab and want to exploit a Windows 7 machine. What can I do? Okay. So again, as I said, I just want to demonstrate that how some of the things can be so easy to exploit. It's not that everything is so easy to exploit. And I know that I want to use another tool which takes some time to start. So I will start that while I am waiting for my ZapZPT to come back. I will say msfdb init. It will ask me for my sudo password. I will give that. And it is basically starting a database and configuring the database. So MSFDB init is basically initializing PostgreSQL. and this we are going to use with MSF console. MSF console is again a very well known tool for pen testing. It's also sometimes called as C2, which is command and control, which allows you to exploit systems and then use those systems, right? Basically control those systems. So as you can see here, we immediately got a response that we can use couple of exploits. MS08067, remote code execution via SMB. MS17010, which is also codenamed Eternal View. It was very famous, and it's a SMB V1 remote code execution. And there are a couple of other things that we can check. But these two are good enough for us to think of what we want to do. And I will go with MS17010. This is one of my favorite ones. So let's see how to use this. I will just copy paste this. I will set our host to my IP, which I can copy from here. And then I want to set the payload to 64-bit interpreter. Again, if you don't understand any of these, it is fine. I just want to show you how easy it is to exploit this, right? That's all I want to show here. And I will just check my local IP. Again, as I said, I have two IPs. The second IP is my local internal IP, which is for host only network, and that is what I am using on my Windows 7 boxes. So once I have done all this, all I need to do as per the response from ZapCPT is to say run. You can say run or exploit, but before doing that, I always like doing the options. This will show me all the options that I have set and if I am missing anything. For target, I can specifically say that it is a Windows 7, but it's okay. It is automatic target, so it will try to find out the target and then use the appropriate exploit against it. Our host is required. I have set this. Our port is required. I have set this. And then I don't have SMB user and password, so it's okay. I will not give those. And others are not required. So this is fine. I can just do a run or exploit and let's see what happens. Okay. So as soon as we run this, we immediately get host is likely vulnerable to MS17010, which is a good sign. This is because we have asked it to verify the architecture and verify the target to make sure that the exploit can be done. And immediately we get a prompt with Meterpreter in the name, and that's all. And it says that it has opened a Meterpreter 1 session. Now, you can use Meterpreter for a lot of things, but I wanted to just show you how it can be exploited, right? So I will just type shell here and ipconfig. So now this is a command prompt from Windows, right? The only thing is I don't have the command prompt window, but this is exactly the same command prompts, command.exe that I am running. And you can see that ipconfig shows me that it is 235.138. And from here, when I was copying my IP address, you could see that my Kali IP is 235.131. So this is definitely the Windows system. And I can further prove this by running who am I. And you can see that I am anti-authority system. And if you don't know, anti-authority system is the highest privilege that you can have on any Windows system. So right now I have highest authority user privilege on this system. I can run net user to see what are the users on this. Net user. The keyboard is again giving me trouble. So I can see that there is only administrator, Amit AG and guest account. And if I wanted, I can actually add a user, net user, let's say AKA with password AKA. And I will just say /head. And the user is added. And now I can check it again. And I can see that the AKA user is added here, right? So as you can see, now I have full control over this system. I can actually, if this was actual laptop, I could use the uh, webcam on the laptop to view what was the user doing. I can capture the keystrokes on the system and see what the user is typing. I can actually go ahead and even record what the user is doing and do a remote desktop that way. Or I can actually enable user desktop and do that, right? I can even dump the passwords for the users, track them, and so on and so forth. So as you can see now, I have complete control of this system. I can add some persistence like uh, PowerShell script that will keep calling back my Kali, and as soon as I have a listener running, then it will connect back to me and I will get a full admin back and I will have full control over this system whenever I want. So I just wanted to show you how dangerous it could be if you are running very old systems on your system, on your network, and how penetration testing can actually help you in finding these kind of issues. So thank you all.